Greetings everypony and welcome back to Critic Reviews. This week I'll be diving into another episode of My Little Pony, one of the worst episodes of Season 4 by far, certainly one of my least favourites of all time, with one of the worst plot twists in history reminiscent of a Shyamalan directed movie. This episode is the widely hated series of events that is Daring Don't. Recently I've been starting to notice a pattern. After watching this episode, I found that I don't really have a whole lot to hate about it. It was a good moral, showing us that we shouldn't get wrapped up in our idols and dreaming to be as good as them. We should see ourselves as being good too, and not diminish our own accomplishments in comparison. I feel this to be very relatable, but only recently. I was speaking to a fellow analyst, Lethal Aurora Mage, about an issue that had been bothering me, since I didn't feel like a real analyst in the presence of all of these others, like her, Dr. Wolf, and so many others. But I learned that my content can stand up on its own feet, and I shouldn't forget about my own worth despite the competition, and honestly it's a great lesson to learn. But now that the positives are over, let's get into the negatives. The episode was too exposition heavy and is a classic example of how not to do storytelling, having a character explain the situation to another to inform the viewer. I'd rather have the story show rather than tell. Like recently I watched the new Transformers movie, and without giving too much away, the opening scene showed us the setup for the rest of the movie. Rather intelligently, might I add. Every pony in this episode just loved to explain the hell out of everything to the point where it just started to become embarrassing. On to my next point. This is a semi-accurate representation of what I thought when I learned that Daring Do was real. Daring Do should not have been included into the canon of this universe. What it means is that everything that happened in the Daring Do books has happened for real, which means that Ahuizotl is also real, which in turn creates one of the most bullshit plot twists since any of the Shyamalan movies ever. The plot of this episode is that Ahuizotl is seemingly trying to take control of the sun and make it burn the world for 8 centuries of heat, which is kind of something that Celestia should know about, don't you think? Seeing as how the sun is her domain and all, you know. There's also the fact that AK Yearling, I see what you did there, is potentially putting Rainbow Dash's life in danger by putting her on the cover of the book. She's very irresponsible and she clearly didn't think it through. I certainly don't like how Rainbow Dash is portrayed in this episode as a useless burden to Daring Do, getting captured by Ahuizotl quite easily. But it's alright because Rainbow Dash made a fucking cute face.